All right, so today I am meeting my buddy Jack, and if my voice sounds a little bit off, I'm fighting a little bit of a sinus infection. But I'm meeting my buddy Jack to pick up a turtle that FWC removed, and since we're meeting up, we figured why not meet up at one of our favorite streams and see what kind of stuff we can find out here today. So I'm gonna be doing a little bit of snorkeling, a little bit of kayaking, canoeing, and catching some turtles, so follow along. All right, so my buddy Jack just pulled up and we're about to do some kayaking and snorkeling, but he's got something for me.
Yeah, I do. Let's get her out. So like take everything to the top.
Yeah. We've got our necessary paperwork.
I was actually farting a lot yesterday. I never thought I'd hear an alligator snap and fart.
I've heard him like belch and bellow and
Yeah, it was
make
like it was like a like.
I mean, there's air, man. Sometimes that happens. Oh, look at that.
See, the algae's not very good, but
Let's see. That is a tank.
she's a beast of a female. I mean, she is actually a monster.
So, what's the story behind this one?
Man, there were pictures floating around for a long time of her coming out of Ichituckney, which is a tributary of the Santa Fe River that's supposed to have the Swanee alligator snapping turtle. But then pictures of this animal were floating around. We're like, well, okay, that's obviously not a Swanee. Like, it's got all the classic textbook Western features: flat shell, narrower head, pronounced hook, all of that jazz. Then eventually, during one of our routine surveys, we caught her, and I recognized her right off the bat. Started freaking out. I was like, this is a Tamiki, this isn't a Swanee. And we got a hold of Kevin. FWC came and took her. Ran some genetic tests, proved that we were right. She is a Tamiki, and so she can't be released back in Ichituckney. And FWC biologists thought it would be a bad idea to try to take her back to Louisiana because of the potential for diseases or anything. So she's staying with Greg for now. It's gonna be a new home.
Jack says she's got quite the personality.
Yeah, she's probably the meanest macrokellies I've ever had my hands on. She's actually kind of laid back right now, but it's probably because she's been out of the water for, a couple days.
All right, well, we're gonna keep her in this tub, and we're gonna get busy trying to find some wild turtles. So I say we get started.
Let's do it.
He's got like little drill marks from a previous study, so we'll get some measurements and then take some top-down photos to identify him. So we got some measurements on this turtle.
Yeah.
Got a pit tag and everything, and now we're pretty much ready to take some pictures of him and let him go. Let's see Jack hold this guy up. I think we were saying he's probably like 65 pounds maybe.
Probably about that.
So look at the beautiful kind of like a peach color on the legs.
Yeah, kind of a small head for his body size, but he's a younger male, so.
Yeah.
And look on top of his head.
Oh yeah, he's definitely been through some fights.
Yeah, his tail's got some bites on it too.
Yeah, this is the time of year when the males are fighting and searching out for mates.
The testosterone levels are crazy high right now.
So earlier today I saw a little loggerhead musk in here, so we came back and checked again, and he was in there. Jack was able to find him running around in the roots. So that is a tiny loggerhead musk turtle. You can see he's about the size of my thumbnail. Jack caught this barber's map turtle actually after another one before this, but this one's really big. Look how big that is for a map turtle. They're so impressive. Look at those jaws. An enormous head. That thing is nuts. Whoa, that is amazing.
That is a big boy.
All right, so me and Jack actually were snorkeling and came up on this turtle at the exact same time, and man, look at this thing. What a beautiful turtle. You can see just
Yellow.
has that gorgeous yellow head.
The character is so smooth.
Probably about 65, 70 pounds. Really good looking turtle. Yeah, that is beautiful. Look at that thing.
His lure is all dark too.
Oh yeah, look at that. He's got like
No color on it. And he's kind of like
dark.
You can see where his jaws are pretty beat up.
All right, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I'm pretty stoked. That was what I came down here to see.
Well, do we want to let him go, or?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Wait till we see him in this shallow water. Goodbye, buddy.
That's so cool. So Jack and I had a great day snorkeling around in the creek. Came up with a lot of turtles. It was really neat to see the Barber's Map turtles, the hatchling loggerhead musk, and the alligator snappers obviously are always a highlight. My GoPro stopped working, so I wasn't able to kind of get the footage I had really planned on getting. But let's take things back to my house and let's get this turtle set up. All right, so I made it home with the tub, with the turtle. So let's go ahead and let's open this tub, pull the turtle out. We'll take a good look at it and we'll kind of talk about some of the differences between some of the species of alligator snapping turtles. Now that I have adult female western, maybe we can compare with one of the ones I have over in that part of the yard. The tub is actually, you can see it's properly labeled so that it can travel over state lines. That's a very big deal. And here's the turtle. You can see she is about 40 pounds. So you can see, got good weight on her, really nice looking shell. And she has actually a really long tail, which is cool. It's cool to see them with a nice long tail like that because sometimes, you know, as adults, you know, and going through a lot in life, they'll kind of lose some of that. Again, just to reiterate what Jack said, this not being the native species of alligator snapping turtle where it was at, it needed to be removed because you needed to preserve the integrity of those genetics and the species that lives in that river. This obviously not being that species. FWC tried to send this turtle to Louisiana. Louisiana wasn't having it, so they reached out to me, and I love alligator snapping turtles. I'm always glad to be able to give one in need a home, and so that's what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and move her over there. Okay, so for the tub this female is going into for the winter, I've covered a lot of branches and stuff like that to simulate an overhang in a stream or swamp system. And then down here we've got a lot of plants. These guys are going to be helping with absorbing nutrients from the water. Also, the turtle has the ability to eat the plants as one last meal before winter. So we're going to go ahead and get her in here. Has a nice soft bottom. It's going to be great for burying into on those colder months. Oh, my phone went in there. All right, so you will hear me talk about different species of alligator snapping turtles. Obviously, you've seen my videos surveying the Suwannee alligator snapping turtles, which have a different build from the other two species. Suwannees tend to have a big, wide carapace with huge marginal scutes, large heads, and tend to turn kind of a bright yellow color and have that lunate caudal notch over the tail. And then this girl here is an Apalachicola. And with the Apalachicolas, you're going to get a much more restricted carapace shape if you look down from the top, much more kind of narrow and long, and especially ones like this female, they kind of come to a little point at the back. Large heads, most of the mass of the head is concentrated towards the rear, much more short snout. They don't have a deep hook on the upper jaw. It's actually a much shallower hook. Most of the jaws are set up to be overgrown for crushing mollusks and snails, things like that, smaller turtles. And kind of like a map turtle or a musk turtle or a diamondback terrapin, you're going to get those enlarged jaws, much larger heads. And also with the Apalachicolas, they're going to have much smaller supramarginals that aren't really built into the costals from the marginals. They primarily just kind of sit on the marginals and don't really go further up into the carapace and don't have the same structure that you're going to see in the Taminkii and that you're going to see in the Swanniensis. Some of these guys, they're so small, they're almost like an afterthought. When you get into the Taminkii, much more hooked beak, a much more extreme hook to the beak, a much narrower, elongate head. less growth in terms of the head getting larger for crushing things, whereas Temminckii are more of a generalist. They're going to be eating things like fish, amphibians, reptiles, plants, seeds, nuts. They're also going to have a much wider shell. Their shells are, the first times I've seen like wild Temminckii, I was blown away by how wide they were, because I was so used to seeing these guys in my home state of Georgia. Seeing the really wide ones, once you go like, you know, Alabama west, they just get wider and flatter, and don't really have the kind of the tall, narrow shells that I'm used to. Larger super marginals, like I mentioned, the more hook beak, and they also just get the largest. I mean, Temminckii carry so much mass. Their forelimbs and their legs are just so much bigger than the Apalachicolas. A same size carapace length is usually, from what I've seen, going to run quite a bit heavier. So they really are the giants of the alligator snapping turtles. So this girl's been great. I'm going to go put her back. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I always love sharing my turtles, my snapping turtles, all of that with you guys. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Peace. Say bye-bye. She's not in the mood, man.